The illusion of control, the illusion of control is another strong leg on which the concept of the ego rests. As long as there is a sense of some personal control over something, or the sense that I need to have some control over something, then this leads to strengthening of the false belief in the individual I. But if you were to really look, we will find that there is nothing at all that is within a person's control. A person is completely powerless, and it had to be like this. It had to be like this because the person does not exist at all. So for something to exist, it must have some reality about it. If we say that something exists, we mean that it is real in some sense. But the ego, the person idea, is just an idea. And most of humanity seems to have bought into this idea. So what is it that you have control over? What is it that the person has any control over? Do we really control the external world? Anything can happen here. Do we have any control over what happens with the body? It all moves on its own. And we have definitely no control over which thought will appear next. We also don't know which emotion is going to come up next. Therefore, at what level do we believe we have any sense of real control? And if the person has no control over anything at all, then what power does it have? It's all a big pretense. It's one big pretending. Do you see this? Even the feeling that I am moving my hand comes after consciousness decided to move my hand. feeling that this is my thought comes after the thought has already appeared. The feeling that I am experiencing these emotions is post facto, after the emotions are already here. So it's all just one big pretending. So we've seen at a phenomenal level, all control is a pretense. And at a non-phenomenal level, from the point of awareness, it is a constant. From the point of awareness, can this awareness go away? Can it be stopped? Or can it be regulated in any way? It cannot be. And in the waking state, can we change the beingness in any way? Can we stop being? Or can we less being? Or can we more being? It sounds funny to say. So if in the phenomenal world there is no control, and in the stage of consciousness and awareness definitely there is no personal control, then what is it that we are doing anyway? Is it possible at all to be the doer of any action? Do we see this? That all sense of control is a complete pretense, is a complete myth. On seeing this, you can relax completely. On dropping this idea of control, there is a relaxation, a merging with your own being. And when we drop this control, we will see that even attention stops jumping around from place to place. When we stop this running around, when we stop chasing things, then we see that all is already here. All is already here. there anything missing right now? Very good. So say yes. D says yes, clearly seen. Atma says yes, Father, I am finally relaxing completely. Yes, it is coming from my own being. I feel it and see it. Relaxing, yes, I got it. Really inside me is understood. Very good. And in dropping this sense of control does not mean that no action will now happen through the body. All can continue to happen from a state of complete neutrality. Consciousness continues to use the body as it sees fit. Vipke says, there is the idea that I have to feel in a special way, that I have no control, that I somehow being attached to. No, it's not a special idea. It's just a very simple seeing that in the external world anything can happen. Anything can happen this very instant. There can be an earthquake right now and I can be swallowed into it this very instant in the external world. In the body, anything can show up in any instant. Right now, anything can show up. Any thought can show up. When we go inside, we see that any thought can show up in the next instant. And also any emotion, any memory, any imagination, all these are completely free to appear in whatever way consciousness sees fit. Therefore, what is it that I have any control over? So even this was looking in the phenomenal states. If you were to go inside towards reality, you'll see that beingness continues irrespective of whether we decide to be being or not. We cannot stop being in the waking state. And the pure awareness, the pure watching, the seeing continues in all states. I cannot turn myself off. Even awareness cannot stop being awareness. So it's as simple as seeing this. But there is nothing special in this. And it will not, don't have an expectation that it will bring about a special state. Except a simple relaxation, a dropping of all concepts of control. Atma says many actions are still happening, but as you say, it comes from a state of neutrality. We do not even have the control over becoming lazy or becoming a vegetable. No, we feel that these fears will come, that if I lose the control, then will I become just like a vegetable sitting in bed all day. Even this control we do not have. Ganga says, Namaste Ananta, if all this is seen, but yet a sense of feeling, walk down shows up. a move away from the silence within. What is that due to? I do know I have no control over anything. She says, if all this is seen, but yet a sense of feeling bogged down shows up. Bogged down means what? There's a sense of lack of energy, a sense of a lack of enthusiasm, maybe even a sense of lack of joy and peace. So this is what is appearing, and it seems like there is a move away from the silence within. What is that due to? I do know I have no control over anything. So if there is this emergence of all of these, or the lack of the emergence of peace and enthusiasm, then what you could see is there something which has been kept inside, has been pushed inside for a long time, and once we are now leaving the sense of control, we are leaving the repressing, whether some of this pent up stuff is starting to appear now, is starting to get released. And as long as we don't give the identification that this is my state, as long as we don't call an appearance my state, then it cannot last. But the instant we say that this is what I am going through, then we start running about for solutions also that I am going through. But what are you in all of this? Is the watching of all of this in any way touched by whatever is appearing? Is awareness impacted by the lack of enthusiasm or the lack of life energy or the vital force? The watching is completely unconcerned by it. So don't attempt to diagnose why this is happening, because that conveys that there is a sense of interest in what is happening. In this way we give reality to the unreal. If you completely let go, then you will find that if the body needs to be rested, it will come to a point of rest on its own. If some exercise needs to happen, then it will come to a point of exercise on its own. Just refuse to pick up the person idea, and you will see that all will flow very beautifully on its own. Also, because of the kind of job that you have, which is like a healer job, it can be that sometimes life energies seem to get diminished. Therefore, all healers must take the time to just be with themselves. If the body is an instrument that is being used to share this healing, then don't burn out this instrument. And you will find that when you let go of all concepts of control, then the body will find its own balance. Don't listen to the ideas of others, and don't listen to the idea of your mind, to the ideas of your mind. Just let life unfold on its own.